Hello and welcome to Drawn to Whitetails. I'm your host, Josh Yancey. Thanks for watching. This week's show is 2015 spring turkey hunting here in Kentucky. Our season opener was this past Saturday, the 18th, and this week's show is going to involve two hunts with two of our pro staff members, actually three of our pro staff members, myself included. First hunt's going to involve Dale Wilson, one of our pro staffers, and the second hunt is going to be myself and Jeremy Case. And on this week's show, it's dedicated to afternoon hunting. We were able to capitalize this weekend on afternoon hunting. We didn't have much luck in the mornings. The birds they'd gobble on the roost, hit the ground, shut up, and get henned up. So the way we were able to capitalize and kill birds this weekend was knowing where the birds roost at and going and set up where we have done our scouting, knowing that these birds were using these fields and they were out there strutting and catching these birds as they're in these fields coming back toward the roost. So our first hunt is going to be with Dale Wilson, and Dale had scouted these birds and he knew where to set the blind up at, and he had been watching these birds prior to season. So take a look at this hunt and I hope you enjoy it.
All right, baby, there you go. Drawn to whitetails, drawn to turkeys. Ooh! That's what I'm talking about. He done hurled at my decoy.
Hey folks, Dale Wilson with Drawn to Whitetails. We had a productive day, productive afternoon. I was able to take this gobbler probably about an hour ago. I killed him probably about 5:40, I think. I got in the blind at like 15 to 4. And I had discussed earlier about the turkeys roosting in that area, and I've been scouting there quite a bit. And we got in there, I got in there, and my hunting partner had to work today, Benji. Pro staffer Benji Stringer had to work today, so I was running the camera and doing the shooting and the calling. So it was kind of stressful, and this bird was in a field across the woods, through the woods, across the ditch, and another field, and I was just hoping he might come to me because he likes to roost over that way. And he eventually did come through that woods, cross that ditch, and up through that field. And as you'll see in the video, he came in strutting and flogging my decoys. He deflated my hen decoy for me. He knocked the jake off the stake, and he put on a pretty good show. And we just appreciate y'all watching. And the other guys was hunting today, and they all come close this morning, and I come close, but just nobody was able to score this morning. So stay tuned where the season never ends. Drawn to Whitetails.
On this second hunt that we're going to show you includes Jeremy Case, pro staffer, and myself. And on this particular hunt, we have hunted this farm. This is one of Jeremy's farms for several years. We've killed several birds up there, and it's just a really good afternoon spot. So we decided, after Jeremy scouted, he had scouted the day before, and he had seen some gobbler and some hens up there in this field. So we decided, we put a plan together, and we was going to slip up there Sunday afternoon. Got in there about 5 o'clock, and let's check that footage out and show you what happened.
Tell me you got that.
I got it.
Then I seen them two heads pop up. I said, some daggum jakes again. I said, no, no, no. Mine's 2-year-old. They both 2 years. What was that? Them other two birds coming in the field. What were they?
Drawn to whitetail.
Doubled up, Jack. Oh, we're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you seen our cameraman Drew back here. He's having a little hard time because back in the back he couldn't get focused through some of the limbs here. But basically, we had some hens coming to the field over this ridge back here, and
Yeah, not a single gobble all afternoon.
nothing. We ain't heard a bird. I mean, at all. And we had one hen coming to the field way down here. And that's the other thing about this spot up here is that it's a really good spot to get up here in the afternoon. And man, you can sit up here, you can see everything. And any bird comes in the field or anything, they can see you too. So, but anyway, those hens come over here, and Jeremy come up here yesterday, and you can tell them what happened.
We had basically 3 or 4 hens and a couple jakes is all we had yesterday. But I did see a gobbler yesterday. But he was way across the field. I didn't have strutter decoy out, and I think that really sealed the deal for us today.
Yeah, it did. These birds, when they didn't respond to the call at all, but when they come over that ridge, there was just some hens, and wasn't too long. Jeremy said, there's 2 other birds coming over there and glassed them. There's both these longbeards, and I think there was a couple of jakes behind them. And did a little soft calling, but anyway, the hens worked right to us, and once they got on this second ridge here, they committed, and it was game on in. But little history about this spot. Yeah, 2 years ago, crop rotation is different, and I think that's a big key up here, is that it was corn last year, and you get a lot of this yellow tops and stuff, and both farms on the edge of this are wheat, and the wheat's getting pretty tall.
Yeah, it seems, in my opinion anyway, the birds don't really like the wheat, especially when it gets up there pretty deep.
Yeah, and so, I mean, this is just a really good spot to come up here in the afternoon and just set up and do some soft calling and see what happens. I mean, this is, like we said, 2 years ago, we come up here in double two.
Yeah,
and
same thing.
Same thing. I mean, it's just, man, it's an awesome spot.
Yeah.
And it's Jeremy's spot, and I want to thank you.
Well, I told you I had the professional caller with me when we started today. And
yeah, I don't know about that, but we, I mean, I'm tickled to death. So anyway, Drawn To Whitetails, keep watching.
season never ends.
Thanks a lot. Well, that's going to wrap up today's show. Be sure to check back in with us next week. We got 2 more hunts coming to you next week. One with Pro Staffer Tony Hauser and myself. The other with Pro Staffer Dale Wilson again. He takes his grandson, and his grandson kills a big old Kentucky gobbler. But to conclude, we just want to point out that don't forget about afternoons. Afternoons are really good for turkey hunting, especially, like I said, early in the season and the whole season. You get these gobblers and you know where these birds are, and you do your scouting and know and get between where they're going to roost and where they're frequenting these fields, and they're out in these strutting in these fields. You can really capitalize and kill some of these birds in the afternoon. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Drawn To Whitetails, and remember, the season never ends. Thanks a lot.